Say What with Lady Alex. If you don't know, I'm a Colorado native, a photographer, and a podcaster, and an all-around positivity cheerleader. And one of my passions is badass women entrepreneurs. What? Because I am one. So I interview these amazing women who started out just like you and me, and I get all the nitty-gritty details and the lowdown on what it took to succeed and how you can create your own future destinies just like us. Welcome everyone to today's episode. I'm your girl, Lady Alex, and today's gonna be a solo episode all about moving and how to deal with the stress and craziness that comes with uprooting your world and transplanting it somewhere else. Whether you're going through a close move in town or a major one across the country, this episode is for you. I may not be a professional mover or whatever that entails, but I am a woman who has moved 22 times in my life, and for that, it feels like a profession. Through my 30 years with over 20 moves under my belt, I managed to pick up some amazing tricks that have made moving feel easier than ever before. So if you don't follow me on social media, you may not know that 2 weeks ago, I and my family moved from Colorado all the way to Kansas with less than a month's notice. We wrapped up my photography business in Colorado, which included a cutest baby contest that went right up to the last day that we were in town. Stressful, right? Yet here we are, fully moved in, unpacked, and back to regular programming. Trust me, it didn't come without stress, so please don't think that I must be Superwoman or that we must be really rich or any of the other things that we have a tendency of jumping to explain things that we ourselves can't do. Because I'm here to explain exactly how we did it in hopes to help you in your future moves. We were notified that we were transferred to Kansas the day before New Year's, and so commenced the overwhelming stress of all the things that we needed to do. A list 2 pages long unfurled as quickly as the call came in, and we took the night to enjoy the good news of a promotion for my husband and to pause the craziness. I think that this step was the most important because it allowed us to come back to that list with calm, rational minds. It also allowed us to enjoy the good news and reminded us that all that hard work that we had been putting in was recognized and paying off. So many of us in this fast-paced culture don't take the necessary times to enjoy an accomplishment, instead jumping straight into pursuing the next goal. And while that is how you get stuff done, it's also a quick way to burn out and not find joy in what you're doing. Getting so wrapped up in the thrill of chasing that next big goal is also how you stop being able to actually enjoy things. A pattern of set goal, reach goal, set goal, reach goal commences. And before you even realize it, you have put off creating all the memories until life is exactly perfect. And boom, life is over. You're stupid. You messed up. You were ambitious, yes, and yes, you have things that some people only wish for, but are you actually enjoying any of it? So you must learn to stop, pause, and enjoy. But that's another episode altogether. Next, as a team, my husband and I created a list of all the things that we could think of that could possibly need to be done before we left. We decided what were some of the things that could already start doing and decided to divide and conquer this list. I wrapped up most of my business contacts and simply notified and finished any outstanding business that I had and ensured that my business left a great taste in this birthplace that it was born in. I also started packing all non-essential living things that we had with boxes that I got for free at the local grocery stores, liquor stores, and mattress stores in town. These are a great resource and have been awesome sized, durable boxes that you can collect for free. So you're helping your pocketbook and the environment by recycling these old boxes. The first non-essentials that I packed were any and all home decor. Items that I had, I'm not gonna lie, I am quite the knick-knack fanatic. So any knickknacks that I hoarded, so I quickly filled like 3 boxes just with photos, paintings, and knickknacks all over the house. I realized that if I collected all the knickknacks, all the paintings, and all the pictures that I had in my entire home, I could organize them so that way I was effectively using all of the space in these 3 boxes. Since decorating your house is typically the last step of moving, for me, it was nice to have all of that home decor stored in just a few boxes instead of spread throughout many boxes that were all over the house. It also reduced the risk of any of my cherished possessions being broken. Any of these that were damaged because I personally put them at bottoms of boxes, and that was a risk that I took. I would suggest if you wanted to make sure that none of your pictures or large frames got damaged, that you would not put them at bottoms of boxes as support braces. Always stack them on a vertical way so that way they don't have that support weight and they won't damage. My husband started his side with making necessary calls that we were needing to make first. We went right to our landlord and called them first because it's always best to give them as much time to swallow that they no longer have an awesome, reliable family renting their home. We also called the utilities and scheduled our cutoff dates, letting them know to wrap up any outstanding bills, and started looking for a new home in our soon-to-be new town. As a team, we narrowed down the home selection to 3 different houses and set it as a first, second, third of choice and made our calls. The first house had no answer. On 2 separate occasions we called this house and still no answer. So by default, that one was knocked out. But the second one did have a person there. We took that as a sign. After ensuring that this was an actual listing, verifying it on Zillow and HotPads, we made contact and proceeded to start the application process, which we were quickly approved for. Another sign that we took as the move was exactly what we were supposed to do in our lives right now. So far, we have secured our new home, notified our present home, and are half packed, and our business is in pause mode, ready for the move. Unexpectedly, we were notified that our ending terms of lease breaking were that we needed to find a suitable family to replace us, and so began the one hiccup that we felt was a major hiccup in our move. Moves are so full of them normally, but instead of going in over our head and not believing in each other, we were part of a community that we had created, and we decided to reach out with positive, authentic hearts and managed to find our replacements. Now it was time to pack the necessities. My recent goals have been to release my extra weight after pregnancy, and so I cook at home for most of our meals. So packing the kitchen was interesting. I packed all the silverware outside from 4 of everything, and same with the plates and cups. 1 of each pan was set aside, and the cleaners were also left out, and all other kitchen things, besides food, was packed. All toys, aside from 5 for each child, was packed, and all extra linens were used to pad the glassware in the kitchen. For our clothes, I packed each of us a for the meantime bag and used luggage that we had already had for the additional clothing. And bam! The whole house was packed in just 3 days. With 2 weeks till the move, we secured the moving truck, and with that, just waiting took place. We were now able to make time for family and friends and the children without the stress monster attack, and it made the move for them so much more easy. This time, we had movers, so I ensured that most effective use of their time would be moving everything to the truck. So I moved all of our boxes to the living room, the closest to the front door, aside from the TVs and the beds. We took all the purged clothes and all the purged shoes to the Salvation Army, and all of the outdoor furniture that were weather damaged we took and put to the curb. We then got the moving truck day of the move, and we packed all of that crummy, out-of-date, crappy furniture into the truck and took it to the dump. It cost less than $30 to dump it ourselves versus the $250 that the local trash pickup was going to charge. Our movers were able to load a 4-bedroom home with a piano in 3.5 hours. And I'm going to tell you what, my movers were the greatest expense we paid for. Packed up and padlocking the truck, we then took time to clean the house. Vacuuming and mopping and wiping counters, we made sure to pull out the refrigerator and the stove and clean behind there. We were all moved out in 3 weeks. With a last family dinner at our mother's house, we spent the night and loaded up the kids in the car, and we were on our way. Kansas, here we come with a vengeance, driving 11.5 hours in one day in a crowded truck cab with 2 kids under 10. But I can honestly say that with the help of phones and Disney Plus, we got there unscathed and everything was in good attitude. We then hoteled it and met the movers in the morning, and with that, everything was in the house, and that's when Mama has her real fun. Unpacking, I started with the kitchen first, and then the hubs did the beds and the TVs, and then I did the living room, which came together super quick. We did the office together and the playroom and our rooms and the kids' rooms, and boom! In less than 30 days, we were all moved in with happy attitudes and great kids. I hope that you were able to gain some sort of tips or tricks from this episode that helped you in your future moves to have fun and enjoy the process. It's a lot to uproot your life and take it completely somewhere else. I just hope that it goes as smoothly for you as it did for us. And with these tips and tricks, I know it can. Thank you for listening, guys. Thanks for listening and supporting this woman today. She has overcome so many obstacles to create the vision of her dreams. And that takes a lot of courage, as we all know. So give this a like and share it with your friends. You never know what can inspire your true passion and light that fire to make the future of your dreams. I mean, it could be right here in this podcast. So share us and like us and be that inspiration today.